Hello, and welcome to Slacker News Podcast. I'm Martin,
I'm Shane.
and this is episode 4. So, what do we have to talk about this week?
Okay, so we got a hack of Microsoft secrets that they never disclosed. We got a lovely thing about a few apps on the Google Play Store being used to turn people's phones into a part of a botnet. And then a dodgy patent by Activision, which we'll talk about later. You got anything?
I have absolutely nothing.
Nothing at all.
Yeah, pretty much nothing.
Oh, you've been a busy boy.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm not very prepared for this, but I can let you take the lead.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm not really prepared either. I was doing college work and sleeping all week.
It happened.
We didn't get to do one last week because you were off busy in Dublin.
Yeah.
What'd you do? Talk about it. Talk about this shit.
Okay, if I must. So, there was a machine learning / deep learning coding challenge, which is a mouthful, in Trinity Launchpad. And essentially, you were put into teams of 3 people, and you were told to make something with deep learning that benefited society or had some social good to it. And we made a thing to prevent cyberbullying, and we got second. So
can we use it? Can we use it on our comments?
no, because you need
Comments.
You need comments, yeah. So that's what I was up to. So that's why there was no podcast last week.
And then you get a sick trip to China.
Yeah, I get to get some Szechuan sauce.
Oh, you can just buy that stuff, you know.
Yeah, but it's not the same, man.
I went out with a lovely lady before, and her mother was always making us chicken Szechuan. That was a terrible accent. Sounded like I was trying to be Chinese, but no, she's very much
Not Chinese.
yeah, very Irish, very. I don't know.
Well, so
Less
I'll be
than
going.
reputable.
I'll be going to Shenzhen, so I'll be able to make an iPhone 8 with a headphone jack. It'll only cost me like $3,000.
Is that how much your man spent?
He spent like at least 2,000. It might have been 3. He bought like 3 brand new iPhone 7s. He bought a load of parts, and he kept drilling holes into them.
Oh, okay.
He's like, why isn't this working? Just like putting holes in the bottom of them, hoping for the best.
That's a really good video. You should definitely watch it.
Yeah,
So-
I'm sure it'll be somewhere
Just look up man builds iPhone from
7
scratch.
with.
And then there's a
headset.
picture of him holding an iPhone with his mouth wide open like every other YouTube thumbnail now.
Some crazy font with 2 colors in it.
Actually, in the Linus Tech Tips podcast, they were talking about how some YouTubers died because they didn't adapt. But by adapt, they meant literally make those types of YouTube thumbnails where they have their mouth hanging open with the bright colors and the... it's kind of got that like... The light coming out from the center in all the directions and
Yeah. They're glowing.
everything
It's-
neon, everything beautiful.
How long until people start doing like their regular photos like that? Like you upload a family photo, and it's like the caption on Facebook or whatever. It's like, you wouldn't believe who got married. Everyone's just glowing. There's like emojis all over the place.
Well, once you can monetize your own Facebook page,
It's coming. It's bound to be.
maybe.
Yeah. So that's what happened last week, and it's partly the reason I'm so unprepared.
Okay, so first topic. I'm going to talk about a load of Google Play apps that have been making people's devices botnets. So, who are the kind of people that aren't going to know anything about internet security?
The elderly,
And,
children.
yes.
It's gotta be one or the other.
So, what happened was a load of apps that give you sick new skins for Minecraft for Android. They have been, unfortunately, turning your device into part of a botnet.
And no one noticed because of how badly Minecraft runs.
Oh.
Like there's some really like techie kid and he's like, hey, something's not right here. I have loads of dedicated WAM. But and he's he's just like, oh yeah, Java's just shit.
So essentially what happened was they use it's called like Android Socket, and the way it gets ads the actual protocol they use, that can be used as part of a denial of service attack. And then when you have, a couple million downloads, that becomes a very big distributed denial of service attack. It'd be pretty embarrassing if a website got taken down by kids playing Minecraft.
Yeah. It's like the time, well, it's not really like the time, but it's kind of like the time, like Denmark is Denmark or Sweden, like remade the country of Minecraft, and then people started griefing it, and it just became a shitstorm.
They remade the whole country?
It's something like that, and then people just came in and started putting American flags everywhere and fucking drove them. It's the same thing, but a little bit more embarrassing, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that's really clever. I don't know if it was, like, is it just those apps, or is it any apps that use that protocol, or...
These ones were the ones that were caught, because I think it might have been, they went like, oh, you want ninja skins, you want, army skins. So it's like the same app, reskin 10 times to give you reskins. I like what you did there. To make you part of a botnet secretly. They didn't utilize it though. I think they didn't do that, but it was the potential. So this could have been the case of like, you make a game in Unity, you don't turn off all the permissions. You're like, why does this game want to make phone calls? That's because the guy didn't know how to turn that off. Yeah. I think that's the first thing you go for. Like when you go to test it the first time, you're like, why is it doing this? And then you accept it because you're the one developing the game. Yeah. And it never asks you again because you accepted it, and then you release it, and people are like, excuse me. So one of the apps was called Assassin Skins for Minecraft. Okay. There was 7 apps that got removed, but they all had between 600,000 and 2.6 million downloads. Minecraft is just so interesting. Like, it's crazy. It's because it's so big, but it's also like, it gets a lot of people into kind of like technology shit. Yeah, like so much of my early computer knowledge was me opening up jar files trying to mod Minecraft. Deleting meta_m. Yeah, that's that infamous folder. What was in there? I assume it just kept like metadata of your installation, and you had to reset it because you had changed the installation because of the mods, like meta information or whatever. So that would get built whenever you run it. Essentially, yeah. Okay. That's why it wasn't a big deal if you deleted it. Man, my laptop is dying. Audacity is a hard program to run. But yeah, so do you think so the Play Store has some stuff kind of built into it to kind of screen apps, and you can have like verified apps by the Play Store now. So LinkedIn, I know, is a verified Play Store app. So if it's not verified, you can't trust it? No, not really, because I don't think most app publishers are using it. Like big apps don't really have it yet. But every so often the Play Store will be like, hey, let's check these apps. But like if I wasn't actually utilizing it, like maybe you wouldn't have noticed. I don't know. Because the new version of Android as well has like App Vitals or something. And that kind of, it keeps an eye on what apps are doing in the background. So if an app is just like doing it's like using loads of RAM, using loads of CPU, they'll kind of notify and be like, hey, are you sure you want this thing to be doing this much? So it's a good way of keeping track of it. So I think if they were actually using it, something like that would have picked it up, and you would have been like, all these skins at like 4 a.m. just kick in. So can we finally find out how much RAM Pokemon Go actually uses? Take the amount of RAM in your phone and double it. That's... they're getting there. Yeah, Gen 3 today, actually. Really? Yeah. Well, the first couple, it's like ghost types. It's like Sableye and stuff like that. Oh, as part of the Halloween event. So I guess that's kind of news, but I don't know who's listening to that, so... Pokemon Go's best. Yeah, it's class. But yeah, so, like, there's only so much you can really do with the App Store in terms of, like, preventing this, because there's so much scale. And you only really have to spend like €35 to get a developer license. On 25. 25? Yeah. Jesus. Yeah, because on Apple it's like 100. So, a year. Yeah. Recurring. Yeah. And the Microsoft mobile store, while that was the thing, was like €14, I think. So that was great. But I think we got it for free as students. So we got what free? Microsoft Windows Store developer license. Oh, okay. Well, you can't do anything dodgy because they'd be like, hey, stop putting malware on our store. will
They
get you
probably
kicked out of
wouldn't, though.
college. Or they wouldn't notice.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh, someone's making apps finally." It's like oh man, I remember hearing back in the day like the stats, the differences between iOS, Android, and Windows Phone. Is like the amount of apps. It was like a couple of million for iOS and Android. Windows Phone was like 300, something like that. It was crazy. But no, I mean, Nokia are doing okay now. So, well, I think they're making phones again that aren't running Windows. So
They've actually just Windows Phone's dead. They're done.
they've killed it. Rip.
They're using Android phones now.
Yeah.
They're still very adamant they won't use Apple phones.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Apple would even let.
Like, oh, really?
Apple's like, no, we make our phones. Samsung makes their phones, but we make our phones.
No, Samsung make the screen and the...
They don't make the processors anymore, I think. Or maybe Apple designs them.
It's you said it's Qualcomm makes them.
Or is it Foxconn?
I'll find out.
Yeah, some of these companies I don't really know.
That's why the new iPhone costs so much. Because
Yeah,
Samsung made the screen.
6 screens. But yeah, I was using the Note 8 in a phone shop for like 2 seconds. Such a pretty phone. I love it. But which one is it? Did you forget?
Qualcomm.
Qualcomm? Okay. Where am I getting Foxconn from?
I don't know. I'll
Be
look up Foxconn.
I think they definitely do some kind of manufacturing. I think they made the motherboard in my old PC. I think they make a lot of motherboards. Maybe back in the day more than that. But if you want some apps that you know someone thinks that you can trust, you can get free and open source software for your Android device using an alternate app store.
Which one?
F-Droid is usually the one that's recommended. And 1.0 came out today.
So all those apps have to be open source?
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of good stuff there. Like people say, the UI sometimes isn't as concise, but every app isn't going to like give you ads or like bombard you with, hey, sign up for this. And if you really, if you really want to, you can read the source code if you can find it. So
Let's
there's
find the
some-
most popular ads, our apps, fork them, upload them exactly.
to the
with
Play
ads.
Store.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like some of them are in both. Like there's a podcast app called AntennaPod. I think it's on the Play Store as well. But like there's a lot of stuff you can get on F-Droid that you can get on the Play Store, like any apps for like browsing 4chan or stuff like that. 'Cause they get taken off the Play
Oh,
Store.
no.
Yeah.
We all need those.
Okay, so Play Store, Botnet, Minecraft skins.
No more Minecraft skins. Where am I going to get my Minecraft skins?
Do you have Minecraft for Android?
No.
Are you tempted to get it?
No.
Every so often I'm like, you know what, that'd be great.
Definitely couldn't run it though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
The other day, I said to our dear friend James, I was like, James, do you on Minecraft? He said, I probably do. Everyone does.
That's fair.
So we were going through, trying to find our old accounts. So had the OG Minecraft account, had to upgrade that to a Mojang account, Mojang,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and then had to then upgrade that to a Minecraft account, which is very counterintuitive.
Yeah.
So it's a 3-step process, and
If you haven't
then
been on in that many years.
yeah, and then I wanted to play the Windows 10 version, so I had to
Link it to a Microsoft account.
yeah, and then to play multiplayer with that, I had to link that to an Xbox Live account,
Oh my god.
and I was like, no, thank you.
You get a certain amount of the way and you're so close, but you're like, no.
Yeah.
That's it.
Also, the UI is disgusting. Like
For Minecraft?
the Windows one.
Oh.
Like it's disgusting anyway, but
Does it run a lot better though? Or
I didn't bother.
yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough.
I'm actually going to look up statistics. Let's see what it's like.
I don't know if there would be, but I know either it's just been released or it's just about to be released. There's a update that like has a cross-platform play between the Windows version, Android version, iOS, and some of the console versions, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't think you can mod the Windows 10 edition, which is
Oh.
very typical typical Microsoft style.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
That's really dumb.
So, speaking of Microsoft, what do you got to talk about?
Wow, that was awful. It's the worst segue I've ever heard. You just didn't sound like you gave a shit at all.
Like,
Okay.
I don't remember enough to like give like a brief summary, so I'm just
Okay.
like, listen, you just need to take
Article from Ars Technica, because that's the only thing I read, because I'm basic. Microsoft never disclosed 2013 hack of secret vulnerability database. So where they keep their vulnerabilities had a vulnerability, and they all got released and used. But
by the NSA.
no, they can just ask for them.
Yeah, they're like, hey, can you put that new vulnerability in this Dropbox that we've shared? Microsoft's like, we wanted to use OneDrive.
Can we have your secret vulnerabilities? No? Okay, well, we imaged it anyway, so. So basically, Microsoft didn't disclose this because they were under the opinion from the crash reports. The crash reports they were receiving back were like, oh, people already know about this anyway. So let's not disclose that people have found all of these.
Yeah.
So I think there was a Java 0 day that was being exploited to get access to these people's computers. It happened to like Facebook, Apple, Microsoft, everyone.
Right.
And the article says it happened on a popular programming forum.
I wonder which popular programming forum that could be.
W3 Schools.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say it could be
Stack Overflow.
Terry Davis's personal blog.
Oh no! Leave Terry Davis out of this. He's getting there.
So Stack Overflow actually is I think it's the only website that uses instant apps at the moment that I've seen anyways.
What are instant apps?
So instant apps are a new feature on Android where you go to like a website, and when you go to the website it requests parts of the application and just the parts you need, so you get like a smoother experience. It's essentially AMP pages but way worse.
Worse? How can it be worse than them?
Well, I don't know if it's actually worse, but it's like, hey, you wanted to go to a website, let's download some parts of this app. So, because I was like poking around in my phone settings, and it came up like instant apps, Stack Overflow. I was like, I don't remember that. So, I don't know.
Is that like the Chrome thing where if you add a manifest.json file, you can set up a Chrome app?
I have no idea.
Okay, you know my Hacker News client that I have on my phone
yeah.
is
Okay.
one of those.
No, I don't think that's it. Like,
Because that's just called a web app, I think.
yeah, no, this came up in like a whole separate part. I don't know. I'm on the site now. I'm on Stack Overflow. I'm on a popular programming forum.
Yeah.
I think the best part of Stack Overflow is the hot network questions, by far, because they're always great.
My favorite one recently has been a guy. He essentially he gets paid for 12 months of work, but he only works an hour a month because he wrote a script to go through and do it all. And he was asking if that was ethical, and everyone was like, "Well, if the work is worth that much to them, then yes, it is ethical." But then he made the point that he would go back and he would change some things to make slight mistakes. Because if there were no mistakes, because this work he does gets audited. I think it's like a big load of data entry.
Right.
It gets audited by people. So if there were no mistakes, they would start suspecting him. And that's when it got kind of dodgy.
Yeah, that's So I can't get it to come up now, but I think it has an instant app. But it might be. It was announced at Google I/O for Android 8, I think. So, like some of that stuff, like every so often, my phone will like start a Google Play update, and I'll be downloading instant apps, and I'll be like, okay, why did you just randomly start doing this? But I don't know. It seems like a good enough idea for some stuff that, some stuff has really, really bad mobile websites, and you're like, yeah, I would like to use the app, but I don't want to install, the app for X if I'm only going to use it once every fucking 10 months.
Yeah.
So, your laptop is dying.
What's wrong with it? Don't die, girl.
Audacity is hard.
You can do it. It's not.
I mean, it was too hard for my laptop last time.
Editing that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Because just every 10 minutes it decides, no, I don't need that second and a half. Just discard it, act like nothing fucking happened. Yeah.
So, what do you think Microsoft should do with their vulnerabilities? Should they just make Windows open source already? Is it time?
No.
It's the worst idea.
Imagine they open sourced it.
Just one day, like...
It'd be forked immediately. The telemetries would be removed. And then that would be it. They'd be done.
Actually, that sounds great.
But that would be it. They'd be fucked.
Someone's just like, oh yeah, like I fixed all the bloat. This is what happens when you build on the same OS since 1995.
Arch Windows. It'd be beautiful.
Oh, don't even. My whole desktop is Windows IoT Core.
What's that?
It's the Raspberry Pi version that just runs like UWP apps.
So it doesn't run in like old...
Yeah, it's just like, it's like a tiny little Windows environment just for running like a .NET app or whatever.
Okay, so another article, Ars Technica. Where else would you get your news? Everyone go there. You won't need us.
Recode. Wired. Fuck, I'm out of them. 4chan.
No. So Activision's patented method to drive microtransactions with matchmaking. What do you think?
I hate it. Initially.
You have no information on it.
Drive microtransactions
With matchmaking.
with matchmaking. So what, you can pay for better matchmaking?
No.
You can matchmake for better...
No.
What?
The matchmaking will make you want to use microtransactions.
Is that not just paying for better matchmaking?
No.
Like use a token of speed to speed up matchmaking by 50%.
So it says, unused system could push newbies to emulate the marquee player in pairings. So the idea would be, you're really good, you've the best shit, I'm really shit. Puts me against you, so I'll spend money.
Oh, okay.
So
It's just abuse.
Yeah. So patent number 9789406 for a system and method for driving microtransactions in multiplayer video games describes a number of matchmaking algorithms that a game could use to encourage players to purchase additional in-game items. Then they have an example. For instance, the system may match a more expert marquee player with a junior player to encourage that player to make a game-related purchase of items processed used by the marquee player. That says possessed. I can't fucking read. Possessed used by the marquee player. Junior player may wish to emulate the marquee player by obtaining weapons or other items used by the marquee player. And then Activision were like, no, you got it wrong, guys. This was just an idea. Or like, the fact that it was an idea is the problem.
Who thinks like this? Come on.
Now, I had a thought, and it could be for protection.
Oh.
So they get in there early so that no one can do it.
Yeah.
Which would be nice.
Okay.
Which is what they should have said. But no, they have plans to utilize this in some way.
Yeah, they want to use it. But do you ever see someone who actually does like pay for a load of gear, but they don't have like the mechanics down?
The only time I've ever seen that was on a game called Bomb Buddies. Great name, great game. So it's like a multiplayer Bomberman.
Okay.
And this guy had spent easily 400 quid. You know, it could have been the guy who made the game because there's like fuck all people on it.
Fair enough.
And we destroyed him. We should play Bomb Buddies sometime. It's so good.
Okay. Is it free?
Yeah, it's a free multiplayer Bomberman.
Perfect.
It's like beautiful. You know those games people played where you can like dress up a character and like.
People played or you played?
I didn't. I know
Sure.
people who did. I don't want to mention them. I don't like those people. You dress up like. Oh, what was the one? It's kind of like Stardoll.
Yeah.
With the amount of customization and all that.
Okay. But is it like 3D?
Yeah.
Is it INVU?
Yeah.
INVU? Yeah.
It looks like that.
Okay.
But it's Bomberman.
What?
It's so good.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
I hope it's still up. Anyway, Activision said that they are not planning to implement this and haven't implemented it. It was just the R&D team throwing stuff around. And
It
that
seems like it'd be a really shitty experience for the good player, though. It just keeps being matched against
keeps
noobs.
fucking destroying people. And he's like, oh yeah, my KD.
I mean, certain types of people, maybe.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a good idea. If I ran a business, I'd consider it because I like money.
Fair enough.
Of course, I wouldn't let anyone know it's my idea.
Yeah, you wouldn't
I'd
file a public
No, I'd file a public patent, but I'd say the R&D team did it.
set up like a shell company. Just file the patents for them.
Scumbag gaming.
Is it too late now to talk about the Google Home Mini thing?
What about it?
So, anyone who went to that Google event where they showed off the new Google Home stuff that we talked about last episode, they were given a Google Home Mini to bring home with them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there were about 3,000 Google Home Minis that, so essentially the way it works, you can say, okay, Guillermo, or, the actual name, Google. I don't want to trigger anyone's Google Homes or phones or whatever.
Okay, so. Google.
Or that. We can do that too. None of our phones lit up. We like privacy. But so you can say that and ask a question. Or you can tap the fabric top. The very, very beautiful fabric top. And wait for the lights to show up. And then ask the question. So what was happening was this guy had it in his house. He brought it home from the Google event. He was all chuffed.
I thought he already had like 4.
I'm sure he did, but he had this one anyways.
This was his bathroom one.
His bathroom one, yeah. And he was like,
that's like genuine too.
yeah, no, that's. And it like kept trying to respond to stuff that was on the TV in the next room, or it would like keep lighting up and lighting up and lighting up. So he went onto the great resource that Google has provided, myactivity.google.com.
I have to go on there.
Yeah. And that showed him that like pretty much the whole time it was recording audio and sending it off, or trying to respond to it, or trying to look up questions. So the one thing that they didn't need in their house, like the one PR thing they didn't need was, oh yeah, this thing is listening to you all the time. And then it was like, yeah, it's literally listening to you all the time.
So in fairness to them, they did come out and collect his one, go like, that's fucking weird.
They drove out to his house.
After he was like, hey, we're writing an article about this. If you guys want to intervene before we ruin your company.
Yeah, it's like that. There was a story a couple of months ago. It was like some senior Apple engineer like drove out to fix someone's Mac Pro.
Why?
Because the person was important. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's like fucking load up the car.
So Google was listening to everything we do.
It's revolutionary.
And this is new information that we're receiving.
Well, at least they give you a website that, you can be like, what do you know about me? What have you been hearing?
Look, they can do whatever they want. They're so handy. It's only fair. I did opt in.
I guess. I mean, you brought one home. You plugged it in. But the problem was essentially that the touch sensitive area on the top was being just triggered by the fabric. So it thought someone was coming over and pressing it. So the way they fixed it was they disabled the feature where you touch the top.
Yeah, it's on their list of features, like what you can do. It says currently disabled.
Yeah. So if it is a hardware issue, they'll just have to send out new units.
And if it was an intentional software issue, and by issue I mean feature.
Yeah, someone pointed out, like, it's really, like, it's bad enough if it was microphones constantly listening in a person's home and sending that information away. But a journalist, that's a bit of a problem. So yeah, that's what happened there.
Maybe they knew. Maybe that's why it was that batch.
They were like, what do these people actually think about the product?
Yeah, because it only happened to the ones given out at
the event. Yeah.
At the event.
And then they had a pair of pixel buds to translate everything in real time.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's next level paranoia, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Why would they need to spy on journalists? Journalists will shit on Google the second they possibly can. If they're not hiding anything.
So when's Google gonna be faced with like antitrust suit? Do you think that'll happen?
I thought it already happened like 20 times.
Yeah, but like a big one, like a Microsoft level one from back in the day.
I was reading an article about he wrote some guy wrote a book called I think it was called The Four or The Four Horse. I hope it wasn't called The Big Four, because that's the name of a very popular local burger. But essentially, he was on about how there's not a hope that the Google, Amazon, who are the other ones? Apple.
Microsoft.
It's not Microsoft.
It's not.
He didn't include them.
Oh.
He said Google, Amazon, Facebook.
How could we forget about
Amazon,
Facebook?
Apple, Facebook, and Google. And he was saying how there's not a hope they are going to survive the next 100 years. And in it, he theorizes that we're going to see a giant fine being imposed on one of these guys soon. Like, he's the first $10 billion fine. He doesn't know which one, but he thinks it's coming very soon.
There was a EU fine against Google recently, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was like 3 billion, wasn't it? I want to say 3.8.
Let's have a look. 2.4.
Fuck. Was that euro?
2.42 billion euro. Yeah.
And what's that in dollars?
Uh,
It's not 3.8. I can't save myself here.
it's 2.2 billion pounds and 2.7 billion dollars. Thankfully, all these, like the blurbs of these online articles just have the, the currency amounts.
Why would you read anything?
Yeah, just read the
Well-
headlines, it's fine.
Yeah. But don't do that.
Yeah, no, it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
So which do you think will be the first to go?
Apple's growth is going to slow because
Yeah.
everyone has an iPhone.
Yeah, Apple's growth is slowing. That's why all their, like, I think their stock suffered recently, and their stakeholders are like, "What are you guys doing? You're not growing anymore."
Or like, you can only grow so much.
Yeah.
Like, there's only so many people.
People don't buy a new phone every year. Most people don't buy a new phone every year.
Yeah. I'd love to.
Um,
Soon. Someday.
TM, yeah. So Apple has been kind of trying to do services better because services are like more reliable income.
Apple have the user base
Yeah.
to do some crazy shit. So if they like Apple Pay is good,
Apple Music is shit,
but
but better than
it's
Tidal.
probably profitable.
Yeah.
Apple wouldn't do it if it wasn't profitable.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I guess.
Spotify is dying.
I'm sure they're fine.
They're 1.5 billion in debt.
I'm sure they're fine.
What is a business anymore?
Yeah, this doesn't matter. Spotify's so big, like, too big to fail. Huh?
Talking to the CEO of Plink, was it?
Ooh, CTO. and
The lovely
co-founder.
Clive Foley. We went to a talk. He was on about his app, the Plink, the money messenger. It's popular here in Ireland. And by popular, I mean like, how many thousand people?
I'm not sure actually.
They had
I've-
6,000 users at the time. They got
Yeah.
25 million worth of funding, and we were wondering what their monetization plan is. And he said they're growth focused at the minute. So they have 25 million, but they don't plan on making any money yet. So I don't really get how businesses are businesses anymore.
So, you know how like the Play Store? This is just for the Play Store, obviously.
Yeah,
It has those little,
download bans. Yeah,
yeah, essentially. It says 1,000.
so that could be up to 5,000.
Yeah, well, 4,999. But it has a rating of 3.5 with 46 reviews. But iOS could be higher.
Those reviews are from people who are a bit ignorant, though.
Yeah.
Like they
you
didn't
need to
read what it was.
Yeah.
That's like that happened to when Bebo got re-released. The app got absolutely destroyed with 1-star reviews because people were like, "You didn't give me my old pictures," and we're like, "We gave you plenty of time. If you really cared that much about them, you would have got them in 2006."
They did bring back some accounts, though. It was really weird. Like, some people had their old accounts back, and some people didn't.
I deleted mine, thankfully.
Maybe that's why I couldn't find mine.
You probably deleted it.
Yeah, seems like something I
Such
would
a
have
statement. I'm deleting my Bebo account. You can find me on Facebook.
done. Once you have people, you have eyeballs.
The same as with Snapchat, and then
Twitter wasn't
Twitter.
making money for ages.
Yeah.
And yeah. It doesn't matter.
SoundCloud aren't making money.
Yeah.
They got another round of funding to stay open,
Yeah.
which doesn't make sense.
It's like SoundCloud's a bit like a museum or a library.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like people want it around, but it doesn't really, it's not profitable. It's just kind of got like a cultural value at this point,
Yeah.
which is a weird thing to say about a website where people post memes. But there's some great ones.
And then, but again, like Snapchat could suddenly just go, "Hey, we're putting an ad here in one."
Yeah.
They have the ads on the Discover page, but I mean, if they stick an ad, like
They
you,
put ads
you
between
receive an
stories
ad as a
well.
snap.
Between stories,
Yeah, between stories.
Oh, really?
If you're watching stories, when you go from one person to another, there's like an ad for Fanta. Yeah, between, which is, it's really bad.
Shows you what I know. I haven't used it. Back in my day, I didn't know there was no filters. You could do one line of text. You couldn't move it about. I don't know what a snap streak is. What's a snap streak?
So that's like if I snap you and you snap me, and then the next day I snap you, you snap me, and we keep it up. That's
Yeah.
our snap streak. So if it's like 100 days, we've snapped each other 100 days in a row.
If Facebook implemented that, I'd have it with like 20 people.
Well, like for Messenger? Or
Yeah,
sending
for
photos
Messenger.
on Messenger.
Photos on Messenger, yeah, probably. Definitely with lovely Lucas.
Yeah.
Every morning, just a picture of my face, like, Right. I
was
think Facebook will die, but like Facebook. Amazon.
They're kind of like out of the four, it does seem like it would be them, but they are diversifying quite a lot into really creepy ways, you know.
Yeah. Amazon, they're going to keep going. They're going to do a load of like actual stores. They're going to buy something really cool off someone else.
Whole Foods. I wouldn't call it really cool.
I meant like they'll keep buying up startups that are just doing shit.
Mm.
Hey, we can tell what kind of food you want based on, you know, your past Google music searches, and you put them into a machine learning algorithm along with the current
Google,
temperature outside and
Machine learning.
your mother's name,
And the last 8 digits of your social security number.
it's a perfect algorithm.
First pet.
I should patent that.
Yeah, just patent shit you're not able to do. So speaking of patent trolls, Apple, what do you think? They have more money than like most countries.
Okay, so we have a meeting that we're late for again because this is the kind of stuff we always do.
About 20 minutes of this podcast, maybe more, probably half, is going to be edited out. So sorry for the short episode, but be assured that we had fun. So if that's all the cringe you can handle, we won't see you next time. But if you enjoyed it, we'll see you next time. And you can find us on all the usual places, including Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, TuneIn Radio, and Stitcher. iTunes hopefully coming soon. Bye.